So the first 7 of the buses are now leaving the free port of Monrovia at about this time, heading to ABK Motors Incorporated for a post-delivery inspection. So the security are doing the usual checks here at the exit point of the port. Who's going to say that this isn't the good news to the general public? So hopefully by Friday, all of the 25 buses will be out, ready for dedication. So this marks the 7th of them, and afterwards we turn off our cameras. So this is the old one. Here's the old one. So these are all of our drivers who are here. So these are our drivers with the anticipation that all of the buses were going to be out today. So we came with a team of technicians, the drivers, electricians, few attendants.
Yeah, no, I just let me.
So on the front row of this vehicle is the corporate affairs and strategic planning manager along with the assistant chief driver of the National Transit Authority. On the far right is the head of logistics, Mr. Yadi Prekins. Led by Mr. Prekins is one of our technical consultants. So we now turn off our cameras as we await the final release of the remaining buses to the public. Thank you very much and keep following the National Transit Authority official Facebook page.
Family. Today we are live again on the RIA road because we have started the planning of the RIA street post, and I believe it is a great move for all Liberians because Alberta Street gonna be nice for every Liberians. So I hope you get it. If you don't get it, please don't forget it. This is the Powerton and Construction family. One love to all our followers. Let me see you.
What we have, the titles we have, do not make us any more important than you. And these are borrowed quotes. And when the quote you borrow to wear, or somebody lends you to wear, does not belong to you. And so there is no special time to ask for it. The one lending to you is the one that determines when he or she can request for it. They can even see you walking the street and say, please give my coat. That's why when you are wearing a coat, a borrowed coat, you wear a t-shirt under it.
That she didn't want to take that money from the past. But they, yes, but they not tell me. They say that the lady came to me. Then she did a sponsor. She said, Orito, ask your daughter. And you're not saying me on Saturday now. So the house said, okay. But one thing for another, then they called me. When they called me, we were 5 were in a room, the secretary wanted. So they say, oh, Richard, but the place people call from, they say, I have to not take money. But when you want to, go to the entire group also. So we all can join you and say that now you take the money, but they say that you do not take the money. So we can see how best to go to the CID office and grab the girl, how she take the money, so we can know. Because the last time boss, the bastard boss, how the money managed to move from there. We called the girl when she came. The people they carry her. Emma say so in law. They counted OPS. He rented in my house, in my daughter room, come my daughter to your own. There where she get a room here. 2 of them. So the OPS in one room. So that they call her. When they call her, on my piazza, they begin to pass up. But when you look around the house, the whole community, you hear him up. You can't hear people say the money taxi. Myself, when they told her in there, myself, I started crying. I had the OPS broker. They put her inside, carry on the fair. They take the pass, carry the pass on the fair. Go in and see at the office. Take statement. My daughter, they take her statement. According to my daughter, while we are in a room, after she explained to the CID boss, before they can call us, then they tell us, say, can't tell her, show her how you can open a pass. That's how she said, first of all, the pass, that certain lack the NGO bro. They lack him no loan. So that how she went, she turned the 3 locks upside down. You can use the key to put it on or to open it. She turned it upside down. When she turned it upside down, then the pass muff, the top, they can lay for small. Just that day. Then when they, according to her, she can put cardboard there and lay the pass and start rocking it. Then the money start dropping. So that her, she said she was able to take that money from the pass. The first money, according to her, she said she started taking that money from July, August to September. So then one of the women said to be friendly 3 weeks before we can close the saving. When I went out there, but first the money when we carry it, we can put it in payroll case. The payroll cases in the past, 2 payroll cases. According to them, when we bring the money back, when the payroll case getting fought, we can take it and put it in the other payroll case, got our local money on our side. We can put it inside. So when people brought money, so they put it in a payroll case, they didn't tie the payroll case more. They didn't tie it to lay it down. They send it up, and they just close the payroll case, they just close it, you power someone with lapa. That's how the payroll case was standing in it, that's how they get the money from them. So according to her, she said the last money when she took her in September, it was September 2nd Sunday. And on September 2nd Sunday or 3rd Sunday, she took the last money up. When she took the last money up, that the last money, she was in her room. The last money, she, according to her, she was in her room. Then she put the money down on the floor. I must say, I never knew about that thing happened before I see it on Facebook. She put the money on the floor, then she playing with the money, putting on TikTok, playing with the money. People want to go on Facebook, the money what they saw on TikTok, and the last money, according to her, what she take. And according to her, when she took the money, she put it in a bag. When she put it in a bag, then she called her boyfriend. When she called her boyfriend, then she gave the boyfriend the black bag at that time. I went out to the house.
How old is she before she got boyfriend?
She 18 years.
Okay, 18.
She 18 years. She put it in a black bag. So when she put it in a black bag, when she explained her, while we there, when I came home, because for other sisters and her went in the same school, when I was going to church, the sister was cooking in the kitchen. Then the sister said, man, when she said that, she not lying. But I was in the kitchen cooking, then I saw the boy, he came on motorbike. But then she came from inside because if I don't know what other money. She came, they bought a black bag. I said I saw it, but I don't know what other money. So while we were asking her that how can she herself, they asked her to get her boyfriend number on NAFA coordinator phone. So she took it from her hair and she put it on the man's phone. And the man answered, the boyfriend answered the phone. So that how she started talking, she said, I'm begging you. I'm in trouble. But the last money why I gave you, why I made all the teacher work on the ground, give me $8. How my man will in trouble. Then the boy said, you funny, eh? Why you made my knee? And all over my picture, all over you funny, and the people wanting for me. Who you get money to? Don't play fun out of me, oh. Who you get money to? She said, I'm begging you. The last money what I gave you in the black bag, I want you to pay that money back. I hold your phone because I'm dying. My man too dying too. Now how he up there before he said, I gave what on you. Now how he up the phone. They were on Sunday morning now. And you understand? Now how you up the phone. So when you up the phone now how the newer phone she used, the man say, when you get in the money here. But because our last week, I think Sunday, then she said it was week before last, which means the past Sunday, before they go on Sunday. She said, almost 1 week now, when I get in the money. That's how we managed to know. So I said, I can't get over it, I can't sleep. I can't sleep because I never had it on me before. I can't sleep, and I told myself, I don't know myself, guys. Go ahead. I don't know myself. I want my brother to come to my rescue. My daughter too, she said, Ma, I didn't even know what got on me. I didn't even know.
So what am I saying now? How much you gonna get total from the whole money? How much?
We mean I said that if we ever don't get 1 million to our own money, then at least the other money they can forget it. But the actual money, what the point that money they want that money. I said, I'll tell them.
So the total money now your daughter at 2 million what?
Yeah, 2 million Johnson, sunset.
So 2 million. So I'm going to 2 million 100. So you got it all at one?
Yeah.
100.
We get 100 and 1 million 600,000 and some more data. So they said they want to get 1 million to our other money. Then they want to consider me.
All right, people watching you, but I know it's not easy. So my people, this 1 year now, you know that it is at the stage of humanitarian activity. It has happened, and she's confused. I want to say thanks to Woki Weir. She just texted me that she doesn't support the idea of the little girl, but because of the mother, she will provide 40,000 Liberian dollars. So I want to say, Woki, thank you for the contribution of 40,000 to the lady. As you can see, she really stressed up. You know, we agree that our kids can do a lot of things. Woki says she's not backing, you know, the child. She's not in fear of what the child did. It hurts. But because she too, as a mother, she wants to see this woman smile again. She will provide 40,000 Liberian dollars. So it means we have gotten 40,000 Liberian dollars already. So whatever contribution you think you can help to save, because the women group are actually, you know, they are concerned. They want the money. The last time I was with them, when they're raising their concerns that they need the money. And as you can see, she's a single mother. She's going through a lot. So talk to the people that are watching you online. We got over 700 people watching you. Talk to them to help you.
I'm begging you. Everybody are waiting for the pay school fee. Everybody are waiting for to go to the sanitary. That she bring me down that day. I'm dying. I'm begging you. I will not live no. I will not live no. I get no hope. All my people die. Say some brother, everybody go and get nobody. die, my people. You're going to rescue. See, I've been keeping up about 4 years now. You know, I know what happened before. My women there trust me. Organize it. Well, where do you all that until we all live you are? We said that my children at the school. My daughter break my heart. My daughter break my heart. She said she can't get away. I said I take it out of the team looking.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank God. At this time,
Wow.
when they're telling everybody that.
When they putting people money. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
My heart.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coordinating all of this, Dean. Thank you.
Oh, yes, sir.
Done very well.
Thank God.
Mr. President.
So, Mr. President, I'm Warriors Himpan and report for Warriors Himpan and I report for DNS Liberia. Let me first say welcome back. Through your address at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, you mentioned about the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia and pleaded for support from global partners. Are you still hopeful that the War and Economic Crimes Court will come to reality? Welcome back, Mr. President. Good to see you. My name is Desmond and I report for Democrat So watch.
Coming now win the election. Heaven win my hand. Oh, a coming now win the election. Oh, breaking news. A coming now win the election. If I win my seat, I will resign. Oh, I tell you now. I will not go to the mansion. I will not go to the capital building. Thank you. Read my lip. You the man on the record. Is the best on the record. Wow. I'm challenging.
That when a president travels, it doesn't mean you're going to a place to bring bags of money and say, oh, we're coming back with, here is 5 million in this other bag, here is 10 million in this other bag, let's distribute it. That's not how it works. When you travel as a government, as a president, you engage in key partners. I just talked to you right now about the president's engagement in France, meeting the president, and his engagement in the UAE. Those engagements will yield fruit. In fact, they're talking of employment opportunities where young Liberians can travel to the UAE and get trained.
Let me say good evening and welcome to the round table. And today is Tuesday, November 11, 2025. We'd like to say welcome to this week's presentation of the program. It's a pleasure to be on here tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk more about our country, Liberia, especially issues that matter the most to our beloved country, Liberia, especially in trending news and to be able to inform you as well. Good evening to all of you, and thank you for following us on Wiz TV. My name is William McGill. Let me say good evening to Mr. Abu and welcome to the program, Mr. Abu.
Good evening. I hope you had a very good day. And I think they say the sun is really shining and blazing in Monrovia. Even though it's much more rain is coming. I know you guys are also having your maybe getting ready. The city getting packed. The city getting packed for the Christmas, for the Tubman birthday, anniversary, with a lot of funds coming. Christmas coming, you know.
December coming.
Yeah, oh,
yes.
December,
yes.
some of the December,
coming in.
I hear some of the Decemberists are on strike. They said people setting ambush for them in Monrovia. So They decided to cancel their flights. They said too much ambush for them already, so they're not going to come. So, but today that's going to good thing. My name is Samuel Abu. We're going to be discussing Liberia. We're going to be discussing issues that are trending around. And I know some of you have been following the news, and I don't know what we're going to be talking about today. But Bill, I just want to say welcome to all of you viewers outside there who are around the world watching us, and want to say thank you for being there. And we hope you stay with us as we discuss. Everything we discuss here are actually our personal views, and we intend to stay with you. Whatever you hear here, we don't have an access or a copyright permission to it, but we wish to inform you that we will continue to do our best. And you join us. If you think we are not saying the right thing, you can just tell us so we can join you to discuss it better. Thank you so much. Bill, what are we talking about today?
Yeah, so tonight basically we gonna talk about the situation of the former government in terms of George Weah government. Several officials from his government uh, have been indicted in corruption cases, especially when it comes toward the asset recovery team. And of recent, the latest we've witnessed and heard, and even sort of press conference from the asset recovery team was the lack of Nura Bonder and her daughter, a lot of funds that were transferred to their personal accounts, a lot of businesses that they established. And we even got our information that her daughter was sent on diplomatic mission just after she graduated high school, and she went on diplomatic mission to the US. We basically gonna be talking about that, and also on today, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency was being able to bring over 40 million United States dollars worth of drug. They also gave a background and history of uh, how they have been able to tackle drug in the country. We'll look at that as well. And this drug thing is not a new situation that we've been talking about. I remember some days back we talked about how these guys were handling the drug situation. It was almost, it's not worse, but it has almost been like a pay for play situation where we see huge quantity of drugs being seized and arrested, but we can find the source or individual. We see huge quantity of drugs being arrested and no outcome as toward the investigation as well. So we're also going to look at those two situations in our country and talk more about them. We will play you an excerpt from the assets recovery team. It's a long press conference they had. We will be able to chip in as we discuss and continue to play you chip of these assets as to what the team from the asset recovery says about uh, the corruption and corruption case with Madam Bono there. So that is it, Mr. Abu.
I think let's talk about these drugs. I mean, the narcotics today. I think you were there. I don't know whoever was. I know West TV was there, and I did hear. Did the officer in charge specifically say where these drugs have been seized from? Did he say what is happening to those people who were either arrested in connection with these
The
seizures?
main, the main individual that was there was Francis. Let me see if I can place a call to Francis to be able to put us to speak as to how they were being able to answer or ask these questions, and how did the OIC answer these questions as well. So
Okay, so
Francis,
while we're waiting for the call to Francis, let's start dealing
uh,
with this.
Francis is already on the line. Good evening,
Okay.
Francis. I'm good. How are you?
Bless God. Thank you.
Mr. Abu, can you hear Francis?
Faintly, but I think we need to either increase the volume because we just want to get
You
few
gotta be
things.
loud, yeah.
Okay, I'll amplify my voice.
Okay.
Francis,
So
do you hear
question,
me?
can you hear me?
Francis, do you hear me? Hello, Francis. Now I'm not hearing him. And you are off. Well, the main thing is what we wanted to know was what is happening to these people who have been either arrested in complicity with these narcotics that have been seized and either were burned today. When we saw the burning site and we saw a lot of people there, I mean, even the whole thing, the burning situation there was very much disorganized. I could hear I don't know whether that's the joint security, all of them were there. Everybody wanted to be the spokesperson. Everybody acting like that. So they are so much vexed with it, with the narcotics that were burning, you know, and even some people were talking, and all those things they were talking were also even coming to the microphones. That, I mean, just say that to me, it was never this, it was completely disorganized. And they must understand that if we say that we're coming to seize or to get rid of drugs that we have seized, I mean, I know the government, the police, and the Ministry of Health have established a specific place that this is it. But then we also got to start looking at the environmental situation in that area. They are burning it. Yes, we burn it. But what happens after they burn it? The smoke goes in the air. People are affected. Apart from that, that particular place, that's the same place that they used to, that they were using for cremation of victims of Ebola at the time. And now, so if it has now turned into a location, how well is this place protected? Is it out of bounds for people? We want to see whether this place is out of bounds for people after they've done all this, whether they lock it up or they have somebody mining it, or it's just another open place that people go and just hang around there, and the police only come there when they need to burn some drugs or they need to burn some human being. They want to do cremation, they go there. You know, so some people will get concerned about these things, we know. But my personal view of what happened today was that everything that went on down there was very much disorganized. I saw people with cutlasses acting.
Mr. Abu,
yeah,
we have Francis on the line. Let's just see if we can talk to him for 5 to 10 minutes. And hello, Francis, are you there?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, so how was the process today in terms of the drug situation? We witnessed the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency burning over 40 million worth of drug. What can you say to that situation as a reporter?
Yes, so for this morning, I followed the process from the LDA office. We were sent in the storage room, and then we viewed the drugs that were stocked up there. And then we saw us, we brought live coverage when they were loading the truck of those drugs that were confiscated by the LDA over the past 2 months. And then even those one they met there before taking no charge of the LDA, and then we follow the process again in route where those drugs were being transported by the LDA themselves to that burning site. And we went there. We couldn't bring you the indoor program of that ceremony because the network coverage of that place was not corresponding with our network we were using. But then we left there, and then the indoor program ended just in no time, and then we headed to the site where the burning actually took place. But then before the burning, they have to disconnect or destroy all of those compressed marijuana plates, and to turn them into pieces, like, scattering them before it got to be burned very smoothly. So with this, everything were there. But then when we talked to the deputy ORC of the LDA, he said due to some poor arrangement, that was the reason everything was not set, because upon arrival at the LDA, it is our very first time, bringing such huge quantity of drugs. But he told reporters and others a group of
Francis.
civil service organizations.
Hello, Francis.
That yes, sir.
Did the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency told you guys as to where they were being able to seize over 40 million worth of drugs from, and if these individuals that they seized the drugs from were being investigated, through legal process?
Yes. The deputy ORC said those 40 million worth of drugs were seized across the 15 counties of Liberia, and Sano having to be one of the major seizing county that most of those drugs came from, and Monserrate as well. But he told us that part of those drugs were not seized only in Monserrate. They were seized across the length and breadth of Liberia. That means the 15 counties were involved. So, and then he said some of those who were arrested with those drugs are now, like, he made reference of a lady, but the name was not actually mentioned. But he said the lady transported a large quantity of drugs through an umbrella, and she's now facing 15 years imprisonment in Kakata, Makibi County, which he just made reference on. And he said 7 others are also facing their judgment at serious prison centers in Liberia, across Liberia. Sorry, like the South Beach the Monrovia Central Prison. Others are just still facing, and some of those cases are currently in court. And when they are brought to justice, they will bear the punishment as they release to what were confiscated from them.
Okay, Mr. Abu, do you have a question?
Yes, what I wanted to know, Francis, did they specifically name the kind of drugs that they were burning today?
Yes, so they name some of those drugs, like the marijuana, and they also named the kush, the tramadol, and 7 other drugs that were seized by the LDA. So those are some of the drugs they were naming, and then some of who and were taken back. That was one of the questions we asked, but then we followed up again at the LDA where those drugs were somehow kept again, because some of them could not rack, that couldn't be burned, so they were picked from among those drugs and were transported back to that storage room, and that's how the process went for them.
Did you say some of the drugs couldn't be burned?
Yeah.
Why it couldn't be burned?
Because he said actually that they have a machine that will grind those drugs. They were not in huge numbers. It was just in a handful, because it was in a little plastic. That was one of the concerns that was raised, why it couldn't be burned. And then but then journalists asked again, it can't be transported because this was brought to be burned, and then in front of media practitioners and stuff, we noticed, and then they had a machine where one were mashed and then was placed among those kush, the marijuana, the tramadol, and many other drugs, and it was set up the base at that particular site.
As they were naming those drugs to you, were they really picking them and showing them to you as journalists so that it would be a good education for you to know specifically what kind of drug is it and all this kind of thing? Because I can imagine that many of you were there, you just keep hearing kush, marijuana, this and that, and you really do not know them. So don't you think it would have been good that they showed you people it as they were naming them? Did they do that?
Yeah, they were showing them as they were naming them, and some of those drugs, and then the ORTC, the deputy ORTC, some of those drugs, they are high-profile drugs. They cannot just be taken by ordinary. They can be taken by those stars, those who have money, who are foreign, and we just took some pictures of them, which I can share with Will. Some of those drugs that were. I have some pictures in my phone. I will share with Will, and then even though I placed them on the page of this entity with TV, I placed them there, but some of those names were foreign, and because of that,
okay, but just
and we took some pictures of that.
Just before I leave you, I saw the scene today. The scene was kind of chaotic. The officers that were there, either participating in the burning, they were just there, just talking all across the floor, and everybody was screaming like they were on a training base, jubilating as to what they were doing.
Yes, those movements were not 100% a joyful movement, because the fact that once you are, but for the LDA today, it happened to be a joyful day, because when you are fighting something and you overcome or you overcome that, it becomes a very happy moment to rejoice, because meaning work that you have been doing over the past time have a result. So that was what he said when he was addressing those ashes that were carried on, the jubilating, the singing, the chanting, the slogans that were sung by members of the LDA while the process was going on. So he said, like I said, those moments were joyful movement of DEA, because what they've been hunting for, they got it, and they are ready to destroy. So they feel happy when they destroy drugs, and they hope that Labrador will be drugs free. Those were words that he said. One question was posed at him to address those issues.
Okay, just before I leave you, did they say anything? Because I know where they were burning the drugs today was the same site where they used to be using for cremation during the Ebola crisis. How is that place kept? Is it a place that is fenced and they have a gate that people mine it after they leave, or they lock it after everybody dispersed from there?
That was a question I personally posted at him, and then he told reporters that because I said after the burning aspect, because we saw them opening plates of marijuana and other illegal substances there, some were wasting on the ground, not to the particular site. And then he said after the burning, they have security posted there up to 11 to 12 a.m. From that moment, the drugs were being burned.
Francis, do they have a fence at that place, or do they have, security? Did you see security? Did you see fence at the place when you get there?
No, absolutely, there is no fence to that particular site.
Because my concern, Francis, is the environmental issue. You know, that's the same place they were burning human beings and other things during the Ebola crisis. And you can't say because even though it burned, the place they were burning the bodies or cremating the bodies, we still know that in the soil and other things, there will be other things happening there. So I believe that if they are now using that specific place for burning drugs, I think they should fence the place and let it be a place that will be reserved for many other things that government will use either to dispose of other things in future, you know, because as they were burning the thing today, somebody who would have been not far from that can also get high just from the smoke that was in the community. I saw the fire was blazing, like they were burning a
Exactly.
farm. Did you notice that too?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, there is no face there, and then he make a joke of that whenever they are burning drugs, and even though people will be wearing masks like it was done today, but whenever they are burning drugs, one way or the other, everyone in our environment will somehow get high from that.
Francis, was you high today? Was you high after the burning?
So those were the joyous moment of that process today. He made a joke and said, after this process, if we carry on drugs tax, almost everyone that participated in this process will be without a drug of them. So I don't know, except they carry on their drug test before I know. But somehow I feel nervous because at a certain point in time I was feeling like this because
okay, you are.
So something else will happen, you know, when they finish burning it and all the ashes remain there, especially when it's not going to rain. The Zogo then will go there again in the night and start picking up
picking
the ashes and start using it together. So praise up.
Yeah. So for that, the general ORC, that's the assistant ORC said, they use tile. They blend the tile around in a circle and then place the drugs in there. So when the drugs burn, it will burn with the tile. And then somebody asked and said, but don't you think if securities are not here, even 2 or 3 days after this process, we did not come to take some of the ashes to smoke them? And then his response was, if they're smoking the ashes from this side, meaning they are smoking tire dust, because everything here will mix with tire and then was burned. So if they come here and take any of those dogs to smoke it, then meaning they are smoking tire dust. So that's why he said, if there is no security here, and then guys will not come to.
Okay, thank you so much, Francis. You know, we got a lot of things from you today. I look forward to hearing
All right,
from
Francis.
you.
Thank you so much for.
Okay, thank you, Dad.
You're welcome. So now let's start looking at this indictments. 2 specific indictments have come away.
Yeah. Mr. Abu, let me just play this specifically about Finabono situation involving our daughter as well. Let me just play this clip. Then when we get back, we can look at the indictment situation there.
Okay, let's play that.
Take what you're entitled to. And things that you have taken illegally without legal entitlement, you'll be placed on an oath to answer questions. On this note, asset recovery in March 2024 was concerned basically about some properties that you consider suspicious because of our mandate. And those properties have to include a gracious right that we decided to place on an investigation. In that process of investigating gracious right to authenticate whether or not a hard title document to be attached to the owner as to a suspicious nature, we have to go to the Honorable Supreme Court by the action who filed an injury on thus making IRA to be ineffective in conducting this investigation on the subject that was involved. Howbeit, given our legal experience and our capability to challenge the petitioner in these proceedings, we were at the Supreme Court and challenged that by arguing that the fundamental rights consistent with the right of the president under Article 5C granted the president that power to establish AREC so as to effectuate and effect the prosecution of corruption crimes. Based upon our argument, the Supreme Court ruled and denied the petitioner, which is Gracious Rye, and we commence our investigation therefore. In the process of conducting our investigation on Gracious Rye, we applied all the due process of law. We applied all the due process of law, that is, giving her the right to appear and answer questions. And unfortunately, they wrote us and declined that they would not attend any investigation, and any matter arising from investigation, we should proceed to court. I recognize hesitate, but use the due process in collecting all pieces of evidence linking to Gracious Rye. It was established that not only Gracious Rye, but another company was established known as Anita Group of Companies Incorporated, and CEO is Anita Pamela Jala, who happens to be the daughter of Mana Noel Finabuno. That company was established by her, and the records of that company banking records show that Madam Noel Finabuno was a corporate secretary to the banking account of that company. That company established several suspicious accounts and transactions with the intent to clean money that were allegedly taken from government using her position. Another company that was established by them is Anita Business Center. That company also was managed by another Ellis Jackson, and that company was a sole proprietorship. It was a sole proprietorship owned by them. The corporate documents again of that company in the name of Noel Finabuno. Our investigation showed that she served as corporate secretary to the account of Anita Business Center. Anita Business Center and the Anita Group of Company has several accounts. But there are 10 several accounts through which several millions in Liberian dollar and US dollar were being done, and we give you that exact figure. Our findings also show that in the process of laundering this money, there were several key factors who participated in all those accounts, amounting to 40 persons who participated in those several accounts, those suspicious accounts that was established by them. Our investigation went further to find out the purpose and intent why these money were being moved. And we realized that there was no traceable business by the two companies. Where this money came from, amounting to millions of dollar transaction in Liberian dollars, the company cannot answer these questions for which they have been indicted. Owing to this fact, and owing to all these principles and that there was no traceable business by the two companies. Where this money came from, amounting to millions of dollar transaction in Liberian dollars, the company cannot answer these questions for which they have been indicted. Owing to this fact, and owing to all these principles and reasons for which we hold them culpable, we realize that the total transaction in all the several suspicious accounts in US dollar amount to $6,731,441. I repeat, the total transaction in United States dollar in all the fictitious accounts by Anita Group of Company, Anita Business Center, and its Richard Rye amount to USD $6,731,441. The total transaction in Liberian dollar for all these several accounts amount to $845,240,057. So this is to just show to you that from 2020 to 2024, what
So Abu, you listen to
I listened to Councillor what's his name, Edwin Clark Martin, a complete investigator. I know some people will say it is a witch hunt. Why is it a witch hunt? Is it because of the people
before you go, Mr. Abu, before you go ahead, let me just make a few statements, right?
Yeah.
So I was riding to town on Monday morning, and I heard a lot of people when I was in a keke. There's one individual who says, Liberia, they're fighting to take corruption or but corruption get finished. I don't know why they're chasing the people then that because they can't power and they just want made the people low by, And I didn't talk to the person, right? But I was like, why can't we be fair to ourselves if we have somebody who is in the wrong, in as much as we support that person? And they've been indocted into corruption situation. I think the best thing we should do, if William McGill is being indocted into any corruption situation, I think the best thing to do for me is to be able to say, okay, William is indocted, and let's give William the moral support.
Moral support and be able to support me in the best way that I can be able to prove that I didn't do what ever that has been level against me. But again, I feel like politics have blind some people's eyes to the extent that they see the truth, but they fail to realize that that is exactly the truth. There's nobody in this country who tells you that anybody who worked in the past government didn't steal. I will not use embezzle because it's the same stealing. They didn't steal enough to be able to prove that they stole enough in this country. And I feel like, in as much as we as journalists shouldn't take a side, but we are human beings. I feel like this government is doing much to be able to bring these people to book, to be able to make we the commoners understand that these people didn't do much for us, but still they were being able to find a way to be able to enrich themselves. I was doing an investigation after this situation came up. I understand that Finna was being able to manipulate the former government to take her daughter to the U.S. as a diplomat. That has been unjust to people who have gone to school and acquired knowledge in that field. You can take a 12th grade graduate to the US. You in government now, you can find different sorts of ways to take your daughter to the US, not on the situation of the government. It's been unjust to the commoners. It's been unjust to the people who voted you into power.
I do understand that, Willem. You see, let's come to this side of diplomacy. Towards the end of the 6 years, I think in the fifth year, they did realize that there were too much negatives. I'm having a feedback. There were many negatives against the government, and therefore what George Weah and his cohorts started to do was to start appointing people into diplomatic positions in various embassies around the world, whether it was budgeted or not budgeted. They would say, let's just appoint a person and let them go there to get them off the ground. Now, when this, how to call it again, Anita Jalal was appointed to the embassy in Washington, D.C., there were a lot of qualms raised that Finabondo's daughter, who had just graduated from high school, was appointed there. But then those are all presidential appointments, and you will not do it. Now, whether she is, you see, and people should be able to understand whether she is a diplomat or she's just a foreign service worker. Because at the embassies, like in a few of our major embassies, the one in Brussels, in South Africa, at the Court of St. James, in Beijing, China, and Washington, D.C., you will normally have the diplomats and you will have the foreign service workers. Foreign service workers are appointed through the foreign ministry to come. Some of them are accountants, some of them are they work in various categories. But when we talk about diplomats, the diplomats are people who come and they have been appointed and commissioned by the president. The letters, they also have, I don't know whether we still got a green letter. They have a complete green letters, which they bring over. And the letters, when brought to the embassy, apart from the ambassador himself, the plenipotentiary, all other diplomats, when the letters are brought, they are given to the protocol officer, and these letters are submitted to the Office of Foreign Missions. They call it the OFM. That's in Washington, D.C. And they look through it and sometimes try to weigh it in terms of comparing the person who is coming in this position to the person who is in that position at their embassy in your country. That is a care of what they call the agreement, where they look in to see, Bill is appointed to this place to become either first secretary, second secretary, third secretary, minister counselor for different things, or deputy chief of mission. They look at this and they try to compare them to who America has sent over there. But because of these things that are happening, sometimes they don't go through this. So if we look at Finabondo's daughter, I know she may not have been appointed. She was not appointed as a diplomat. She does work in the embassy. So let's understand it. Not everybody who works at the embassy is a diplomat. They do work in a diplomatic mission. I do agree, but they are not diplomats. Many people. Only people are the ambassador himself, the deputy chief of mission, the minister counselors for various things, first secretary, minister councillor, maybe for political affairs, or first secretary for political affairs, for different things, the councils and other things. These are people who are considered as diplomats. For them, they are recognized by the Office of Foreign Missions. Those who are just foreign service workers are people who are sent to come either to work on passports. They are not diplomats. They are working on passports. They are working on different things in the embassy. They keep the books. They do something else within the embassy. So let's just understand that. So Finabundo's daughter, what I understand, the Anita Jala, I don't think she is a diplomat because I recently looked through the Blue Book. One thing people must understand, in Washington, D.C., a few years ago, they had 256 foreign missions, 256 foreign missions. And there is a book that is normally published every year by the Office of Foreign Missions. They call it the Blue Book. Now, in that Blue Book, they write country by country, they write the names of the diplomats for each of the country, the diplomat and the spouse and children and the spouse of that person. Because when they are having a diplomatic function, when they want to do invitations, they are sending the invitations directly to these people because even your home address is there. Everything is given to them as a diplomat. Okay, so this is what happens. So Finabundo's daughter came. I don't know which of the desk she sits at the embassy. I don't think she is not a diplomat. She may be one of those people who receive passports and look inside to see whether the requirements were all sent and this and that. Maybe working in the consular section. Okay, so that's what happens. So to get her back to Monrovia, it is just asking the foreign mission, which I understand. I listened to Councillor Martin. He said that he has already made that diplomatic request through the foreign missions. Through the foreign ministry. And this thing that is going where people are saying, oh, you want to witch hunt. Okay. Every time the law wants to take its course, they all say the law is the law. When the law wants to take its course, on the other thing, then they tell you that you are witch hunting. It's a political witch hunt. When the era of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, for 12 years, the CDC cried and cried that she was corrupt. Money came in the country and did this and this and this and that. When George Weah took over, questions were asked. Are you going to prosecute Mrs. Sirleaf and members of her government? That is strictly the prerogative of the president. That is the prerogative of the president. But the law requires that if there is some fictitious movement in the government, people can be investigated. The only person that sometimes cannot be investigated is the past president. Okay, now when they asked for other people whose names were mentioned and this and that, the same George Weah did say, well, in Liberia, everybody is connected. We cannot go after people. But what is wrong? That was your right that you waived. You waived that right. Today, President Bokar is saying that, well, we have to get somewhere. Because if we always have people come, eat money, misapply money, when the time is finished, they get up and go and wipe their butt and go, then it will continue to be a cycle of criminality in our country, So if we say we want to fight corruption, there are many ways that people are being corrupt. But let's start from this one, where you eat money directly from the government. We're not talking about the bribes that they are taking. But all of them will see this. The only thing they're going to talk, oh, policemen taking bribe in the street. Oh, teachers are taking money from the students. Oh, when you go to the clinic, the medicine there, they will not give you the medicine. They will give you paper. You must go to the drugstore that they connect you to buy. These are all different forms of corruption. But this one, it is the people's money that it came. Some of that money came or were loans that are given to the country to do some development, and you take it and siphon it into your personal use. Now, Councillor Martin said in the Finabundu case, they have up to 40 people who have been indicted. Indictment is just a process of persecution. you have to go before the grand jury and tell them, no, I did not do it. They will ask you questions and questions. And Councillor Martin said he has been having a great collaboration with even the security agencies. The best investigators at NSA and the police are working with them. And he also has private investigators. And he tells us that he even pays for people to be able to give some of the information because some people are afraid to talk. But doing this work, he said he has done plenty things. And he even assured, I listened to him on another radio, that he will be going next month, I think, somewhere to the Court of St. James in London, where he will be facing this, I don't know whether there's a Supreme Court there, to justify why they must release $8 million to Liberia, $8 million to Liberia, which is from the same asset claiming thing. So why do people think that they want Liberia to progress, they want Liberia to go forward, and anytime Liberia wants to take the first step, they want to step on your foot, that you shouldn't move? Why would it be this way? Let's start looking at things from the eye. Now, if I say I want to look at the indictment here for Finabono and her group, the crimes that they are suspected of being committing, which they will have to go to court for. They say for money laundering, theft of property, money, misuse of public money, misuse of property, or misuse of records, and also criminal conspiracy, forgery, and criminal facilitation. You know, many ways they do it. They went to work, they established a company. You know, this company was the one that they were using so that they would take the government money and pass it through that company and use that money and use the company to issue checks or to give money to people. You know, let's understand this. This company was used as a company where they think that they will use the money from there to take care of issues that had nothing to do with government. Look, establishing the gracious right. Gracious right issue came before, that these were vehicles that were sent to Liberia through a grant or through something. And they converted all of them, those vehicles, to their private use, put them as a fleet of vehicles, have people driving them and taking money from people, you know, taking money from people, you know. Then they went to work, they established something, the Anita Group of Companies. Anita Group of Companies. Anita she was 18 at the time, put it in her name, and she is the CEO. You know, if Anita, at the time they even established this thing, I don't know how old she was. If they had established it at the time she was a minor, that would have been a misuse and would have been an abuse, you know, of a minor. Now, they also established the Anita Group of Companies. The group of companies, what were they doing? Okay, were they involved in this and this and this? Because the Anita Group of Companies, if they say group of companies, they have different issues that they do. You know, and all of these should have been used to even employ some of their CDC people and put them to job. But these companies were just given as name and on paper and not performing any function. The only function they performed was to collect money from government. Anytime government ready, they make government to pay money into their account that they are not performing functions or they are not providing services for. This is what they did, and that is what they call the money laundering. And taking our money, anytime Finabono come into America, you see her in her sneakers, she got a big bag of so money inside. They will bring here and come and bank it. Now, if they even act fast with Anita, they will see that even her account here, her accounts may have opened a bank account here, and they check into that account, it will have used huge amount of money into her account, just as a foreign service worker at the embassy. Okay, they may not go there to arrest her, but what they do, they will request the embassy to either get rid of her, or they declare her persona non grata and give her 24 hours to leave the country. If Finabono knows herself, wherever she is, she has to withdraw that person. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs must immediately recall this lady, this Anita, so that she can go and face justice. If she doesn't do that, well, there is a treaty between Liberia and America. Okay? Now, Let's imagine. Let me just call some of the names, but some of these names they have here, many of them, according to Mr. Martin, they have met them personally. They have investigated them. And some of them are culpable for either only to become witnesses. Because if you are working, William, they will write a check in your name. You really got nothing to do with it, but just because they don't want any of their names included. William is working as an office boy. They'll write a check of $200,000 and give it to you. They call the central bank that when the person reaches there, we are sending William this and that. Because the thing is, when William reaches there, he is going to sign that check because the check is in his name. Because at the central bank, they are not going to encash a check until you who own the check must be there physically and sign and take the fingerprint and this and that. This is what happened. So many of these names here are people who really have nothing to do with it, but they were just using and writing their names. And these people have come and testified to investigators. Yes, there was one time they gave me $200,000 check. They told me to carry it to the bank. There was one time they wrote a check and told me to take it this. And these are all government money. They use it to withdraw the money from government. Apart from Anita Jala, we have so many names here. Francis T. Blamo, he was manager for Gracious Right. Anita Pamela Jala was chief executive officer for Anita Group of Companies Incorporated. Then we also have Emmanuel Colley. He was the general manager for the Anita Business Center. We have Jimmy Emmanuel Flomo, manager for Anita Business Center. Anthony Setu, manager for Anita Mining and Agricultural Development Cooperative Society. Then we have Philip Tu. He was the assistant manager for Anita Mining and Agricultural Development Cooperative Society. We also have Praise Fally, and also Edwin Kai, Joyce Sawyer, Susanna Nolan, Catherine Satya, Boyd Wa, Gertrude Day, Jatu Tamba, Comfort Say, Telma Fanta Kroma, Socrates Weir, Koklo S. Double, Gayflow Moba, Jones Hine, Johnson Sumo, Reverend Fallo Fala, Reverend, they're all involved. Mohamed Toure, Sophie Peter, Satya, New York or NY, Dagonte Harris, Julian Weir, Theo Nangbe, Samuel Baring, Benson T. William, Benjamin Latrobe, Seth A. Toba, Miller K. Sumo, Cherish, another person called Cherish, they didn't give her right name, another person they called Tupama to be identified, Morini to be identified, Mohammed Sese to be Cummings, Roberts, Wayne Anderson, Dennis Ree, Yankee Sharif, Morning V to be identified, Morris V, Sam Weir, all believed to be the staff of Anita Group of Companies through a subsidiary, Anita Business Center. Thelma A. Dunkins, the Deputy Minister for Administration, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and also G. Emmanuel Pompon Jr. He was the policy analyst in that office. And the Minister of Commerce and Industry, and others to be identified in the city of Monrovia. Look at this number of people. Many of them were just being used. They really had nothing to do. We know that some of them were just looking for their daily bread. In the end, maybe after the indictment, many of them are just going to be, after they appear before the grand jury, many of them are just going to be like state witnesses. Because these are people who sometimes the company itself doesn't exist physically, but sometimes just to justify the papers that they put through the Minister of Commerce, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the article incorporation, they will list all of these names there. And sometimes these people got nothing to do with it. You see, we had a group of bandits running our country, kleptocrats, kleptomaniacs. They were running our country. Stole all this money. There is also another indictment that is against John. How to call him? John S. Ubote, he's the CEO and manager for MDMC. MDMC is the company that got the contract now to pave the road between Freeport and St. Paul Bridge. They need to contact the government now so that they can immediately take the thing. Because if whoever vouched for that company, at the time this indictment has not come, but if this indictment has come, up to now, they should even stop giving him money. Our government cannot be held responsible if you say, oh, I have pre-financed, you have to bring all the papers. But this project must be stopped immediately. It must be withdrawn, and whoever would have been the second person that should have been given this project, it should be given to that person. Because John Ubote, he has been a businessman, acting like a businessman and making money using his influence on a lot of people, even legislators. I'm not saying they are rogues, but some of them have been influenced to give them money. They say John Ubote, I can tell you, he was the same one that when the government was changing newly, he went to work when they did not have when they found out that the birth certificates were out of date and they wanted to have digital birth certificates. John Ubote did come to the city of Philadelphia, took the how we call the thing for the birth certificate. He did take there's something that's a name they call it.
Metric or
no, he did. He went. He took the format of it, and he forgot that they did not erase the city of the Commonwealth state of Pennsylvania. It was way in a little back corner. They didn't take that from there. He took it as a contract to give it to the Ministry of Health, which they were producing, because at the time of the war, a lot of people were traveling and people needed birth certificates. And that was what they were calling as the digital birth certificate. But those birth certificates came to America. I was at the embassy at that time, and these digital things came. And fortunately, one of the agencies that somebody presented, they took it, because how can somebody be born in Liberia and they got birth certificate from the state of Philadelphia? I mean, the state of Pennsylvania. They took it there and we looked at it. And that was reported to the government. And again, they did not take the contract from him. They just went, they changed the whole thing. So now he has come. He is doing very well. But he is just one other person who is responsible for all these blueprints that George Weah and his family talk about. Because every contract they talk today, there is George Weah project. This is George Weah project. But he is the man. He was even running one time to be one of the officers of CDC.
He's one person, that has influenced this country in a bad manner, Mr. Abu. I can tell you, I witnessed a situation where a lot of residents around the Finner belt, the Mount Barkley belt, became displaced because John Ubote claimed that his entity owned almost all of the areas in that particular place, and they became displaced. And I was surprised to know that the former government gave John Ubote a lot of contracts where he was also a member of the CDC and had a high-ranking position in the CDC. You cannot run a government in such a manner, and you have somebody like John Ubote who is a member and says he owns, an engineering company to construct road and bridges across the country, and start to give him contract because he's a friend and a high-ranking member of the CDC. I think the situation with building the roads across, feeder roads across Liberia currently that has been given to his company is from past government, and I think maybe this government just want to, pay out the funds and allow the project run, which is something that is not good, and I think they should also look into that as well, because a lot of missteps from the previous government that we shouldn't be able to look at as a right way that we can run a country, because there were a lot of areas, there were a lot of corruption situations that we can speak to. We in Liberia, we saw them, and before the election, I told somebody, I said, this government, if Liberians make a mistake and just put this government by, it will be a very tough situation for all of us, because currently we do have a lot of situation that we see vividly. You know, it came a time that we have people protesting that the government should have changed, the past government rather should have changed several individuals who they book as corrupt individuals, but yet and still they were serving the past government. So I think maybe it's because of the past government that the current government still want to give, credence to the contracts and whatsoever documents they signed with John Ubuti, and just continue the project.
Yes, government is continuity, but those, when they keep saying that was our project, maybe that particular project has even been paid for before, and he did not start it until this government came in and said, "Oh, they are not doing it," because they will destroy all the documents and say, so that this new government, this government of President Wakai, will pay for it. Now they pay for it, they say you have to do the work. You see how it happened at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Saudi government gave $2 million for this project to renovate from the first to the fifth floor, to renovate it, including the entrance. This contract was also given to John Ubuti, who was the minister at that time. The same minister now who wants to be the big man in our government too. Comfort Sawyer was the deputy minister. Okay. Now, while this one was going on, they paid the money, and they paid the entire money to John Ubuti. Do you know that John Ubuti did not complete the renovation? He said the money was finished. Out of $2 million, he has only used 56%. He received all of the money, the $2 million. But when he finished the work, they say he only completed according to analysis by people who know about building and what was supposed to be in the papers of what he said he would do, the renovation, what the renovation was supposed to entail. He did that, and when it came to see, he had just completed 56.35%. Okay? So for the 3.6% was not done, the money he has already siphoned it. And Comfort Sawyer approved of it, and she also approved that the contract, that the project was finished, when she would have been the one to say, no, this project isn't finished. So she is being also indicted in that other one too. So Comfort Sawyer alone got 2 different indictments. Can you imagine the wife of one of the fathers of democracy in this country? Amos Sawyer, So what was she doing behind Amos Sawyer? At this time, in your old age, they come in to put you in jail. But I pray that this government doesn't relent. Little by little, many people will be exposed.
Mr. Abu, the men say they coming back to power 2029. When they come back, they will pay their debt. They say that witch hunt.
Well, they will pay their debt on different people. You saw the thing. They all talk. They talk like Musa Belete. I think you play that clip on Musa Belete who say when he win his seat, if Cummings doesn't win as president, he was going to resign his seat. Also, Tabata speak. He talked from the sound of his mouth. Trying to introduce new thing in the place, citizens movement for let them wait, man. They're able to change. How can somebody like him say he wants to bring change in Liberia? They have a very, very good message, but the messengers are not the right people. I want to see Finabondo taken back to Liberia to face it. You saw, I think in the thing, you saw the compounds that she built within 2 years, and another one there he built just in 1 year. And
It's
the
of
asset
it's of
recovery is still looking for these places.
it's of no secret. We've got her information that she got one around the Brockville Inn. It's a duplex that was being constructed there when she served the past government, and a lot of money was being squandered. We know several of these government officials, but we can't be able to come out and say them because of safety as well. But we know several of them who owns property that when we knew them back, they never had the worth of money, the worth of property they do own currently.
Finabondo was a Kobo seller.
Yeah.
She was a Kobo seller. You know, coming to government, they put her to that level. Can you imagine? I mean, the thing looks like the coup d'etats that the military people used to set. You know, when they come to power, when they go inside JFK, they see a man. Oh, you work at JFK? Yeah. What work you do here? Oh, a physician assistant. As of today, you are the manager, you the head. And just gave jobs to people who were not qualified. You know, we know she went to school. She finished high school. You know, her father was right there on Perry Street, opposite the government toilet there on Perry Street. Her father used to be the Kisi announcer at EABC and also at Star Radio. You know, then you come to change. You bring people, changing the entire constitution and what the government say. Deputy Minister and Chief of Protocol. Where will Chief of Protocol be involved in all money business, holding the president money bag or holding the money bag? Come to the UN, can't be wearing sneaker. Mary Scooby.
Mr. Abu, I won't play the incoming president from CMC. I won't play the incoming president.
Yeah, the man who say he coming for corruption.
Coming out win the election. Oh, if coming out win the election. Oh,
breaking news.
If coming out win the election, if I win my seat, I will resign. Oh, I tell you now. I will not go to the mansion. I will not go to the cabinet building.
Thank you.
Read my lip.
You the man on the record.
Is the best
On the record.
Wow.
I'm challenging.
There you go.
That's not supporting comments against Joseph Boakai.
There you go. There you go. They were the one who spoke Cummings' way. Those kind of people.
I think I want to see.
Destroy the Liberty Party.
I want to see Berete and ask if hair have grown your palm.
When they didn't even get off the ground, Google people start moving from behind. You know.
Yeah.
You know. He got that one thing I like about people who catapult themselves into politics. They know politics like hey, that what Musa Bolete is doing now. That's why he's doing. He is doing all of this thing to sway the government from auditing that he 34 million because he said he got 34 million. I was riding Lexus before I was riding the same Lexus your president driving. So President Baka is not your president. Your president. Look at the kind of categorical words he will use on our president. Your president. That's not your president. Whether you voted for him or not, he is the president. You got companies here. You are the same one that will go to Nigeria, buy the gasoline there for 20 cents or for $2. By the time you reach here, you're not reaching to $5 or you're not reaching there for $5. If government is not going to intervene into it, you got very vexed when government intervene in it because you thought you alone know the people. You rent the storage tank, you don't pay for it. Then use it to make your money. Government need to come behind you for $35 million. So you say you got $34 million. Why would people in this country continue to think that this governments must not move forward? George Weah King, when the war came to Liberia, they say Liberia was going back 100 years, you know. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she did her own. At least she lifted it from one point to another point. But when he came there, he just flooded the whole place. So you see, as it happened today, the people he brought in, many of them were not qualified. Many of them were not doing the work for the people of Liberia. They were working for themselves. Today, when they have shifted it out, you see things are moving forward. Things are moving forward. Read my lips. It says somebody got their own ear. They have their eyes in their ears. Because you can only see the side, you can't see in front. But things are moving for the government. And I think as Claire Martin is moving...
Mr. Abu, do you think...
Go on.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I will ask that question just after you're done.
No, what we are saying is that Councillor Martin, you will say you don't like him, but he is just a spokesman for the task force. The task force got more than 15 people. He alone is not working. He's working with professionals. They have established themselves. They have created places. They have contacted people, international places, where they have been able to disclose your bank accounts. Finabono, the place you got that money from, you will tell us. And we still got money. We need to open rehab centers in those places that she built.
That Kobo money.
Yeah, they think Kobo money. They think Kobo money. Those are the same people who, when they brought Burkina Bees, they brought plenty of Burkina Bees and put them in the Sapo forest there, and had the people mining diamond and gold for them. That's how they established the group of mining company, to cover it, to say they're mining. Bring Burkina Bees, all of them in our Sapo forest. But thank God, the tourism, the new tourism boss went there. He sent police and soldiers there. They have cleared them, erased them. Many of them have to leave the country. We understand we are all ECOWAS people, but if you come into people's country and can't just do illegal things there, you'll have to be sent back to your country. We're not closing the border on you. The door remains open. The border remains open. You can go back to your country. Yeah? Can you imagine? Finabono, even though they had guns, they never registered them with a small arms commission, and they were giving it to people to go and be killing our elephant there, to be killing our deer there in the Sapo forest, the only reserve forest that we have in West Africa now.
Mr. Abu, do you think this government is fighting just after an announcement was being made by a CMC political leader who says he will contest as president comes 2029 in terms of ranking 26 yellow machines into the country?
We want to see the yellow machines he's talking about. Musa Belete talks, I don't want to call the other word, but he talks things that he cannot do.
Other day or together.
Yes, we were together. He knows me. But the thing is, 26 yellow machine. Where is he coming from? We got 15 countries. Each country get one. He's trying to put his tentacles in every place. He went to Bon Country. What he did there with the bridge, he was talking to people. He never follow instruction. He think he can just can't get people and start sweeping there. Yeah, we know you want to be the city mayor. Come in my yard and start sweeping. You must not pass permission for me to come show to me, tell me that me are dirty. Because that's what he did. You go to Bon Country, you ain't get permission from the superintendent. You ain't got this, then you want carry on development. Only to come find out Minister of Public where ain't even give know about you. Then you say you want to construct bridge. That your bridge you build way in how to call the place. That was during George Weah time. All of y'all were collaborating. Because George Weah wanted to put you there. Then you went there. They were using you to break down Liberty Party. Use you to break down Liberty Party. Even the thing that's happening now, all that thing he's doing, I still feel he has a big connection to George Weah and his group. That Musa Belete made. Because all the money he's talking about, we know some people will say, oh, he's bringing in the Arab money. Why the Arab money? What interest the guy in the player? They ain't got no interest there. They'll just go fool the people and tell them, we got gold and diamond. Because all of them, they can't say, we got gold and diamond and bring the people in. The same way, Clark Webb brother, he left from way New York and when he carried people there, they were doing the mining, Finabondo people doing their own, he doing his own. So they took over the whole Sabo Florida, the southeastern, Bukonjele, that where they were, mining the gold and the diamond there. You know, because one thing you can understand, the American man has not seen diamond before. They have not seen gold. When you open your mouth, you say Liberia get gold and diamond, the mouth can be open and they're looking at you. Your country is very rich. That's what they tell you. You know. So they come here, collect money from the people. I say to him what Musa Belete doing. You know. It's end say January. You know that Lala may say my witness across the water. January that days. By the time the 28th of January reach, we start asking him where the yellow machine. Then the next one will, oh, I wanted to bring it, but government did not allow me to bring it. Okay. But we have to start seeing how people will be able to do a lot of things to help their country. We can't keep our country down. We establish the tourism authority that is coming in. You look in Monrovia, where are the good restaurants? Where are the good hotels? When real crowd come to Monrovia, all the hotels are already booked. You bring Indian people, we don't have Indian restaurant. You know, or maybe only one Indian restaurant that would not even be able to cater. We have to start looking at how we can have training, how we can start training people now to become good chefs in various foods. Those are things that with investors got to start looking at. You have to train the chefs. If some of them will just be on contract from one hotel to another hotel to make sure they go fix the food. But we need these things. Tourism is very important. Not every family, somebody say, oh, we got waterfall, yeah, we got waterfall. Waterfall, that thing the guy in that place there, that waterfall.
Waterfall.
Everybody talk Patawi. I got to Patawi, but I never saw my first waterfall. My first waterfall I saw was at the Niagara Fall in Buffalo, New York, where they got a boundary between US and Canada. I went there to see the waterfall. When I saw that waterfall, then went to Liberia, everybody talking about Patawi. I got to Patawi, I saw the thing. I was looking for the waterfall. But where the water just making the show coming and somebody said that the waterfall there. I said, oh, but where is it falling from?
I don't know waterfall there, Mr.
Yeah, people go swim there. They lay down on the rock. The water will be coming over the body. When you see the waterfall, but that waterfall can be developed. It can be developed. Lower County, they got waterfalls there. You know, we have to establish sites. Monrovia got to move from 12 hours to 24 hours. You go to Monrovia today, by 11 o'clock, you cannot even see motor car to carry you anywhere. You don't see vehicles to carry. If you don't have your private car, you'll be standing on that road and you start walking. Something happened to you, you rush to the hospital after 12 o'clock. No doctor there. All the nurses should be sleeping. In the emergency room, the pool in and sleeping. Something happened to you, armed robbers come on you, you run to the police station at the charge of quarter, you meet people sleeping. Sometimes you got to go when you knock the door, book, before they get there and start to light candle. We need to make our city active and our country active. The security need to work. LGA need to beef up the security at Bowater side because that's where most of the trucks. William, did you see the other one? They say somebody brought the drugs and they had the bees in the car. They had the bees over the car, so nobody can go there to touch the thing.
Yeah.
People are too criminal-minded in Africa.
When you go touch the drugs, the bees pump you.
The bees will sting you.
Yes.
That's, you see. But Fenda Bondo and her group, what Liberia people need to do now is to see how we can help Councillor Martin and his group There's something they have started. Because the thing drag all over. Just the other day, I listened to somebody interviewing people in, how to call the place, in Greenville, Sino County. What were they doing? There is a fee there for LWSC, water and sewer. Because water and sewer has not been there before to start their work since the war. The land commissioner and whoever were the authorities there, they sold the people entire land, the water and sewer land, the entire fee, including the boreholes that the people bore there to supply water. They sold the entire place. People started building structures. Water and sewer is ready. Now, when this thing happened, then you say, oh, no water in Greenville. You know, these kind of waterborne disease break out in the place. Then you blame government. Government has its entity to provide pure drinking water for you. Then you sold the land. I listened to some of the people. The other lady said, the last time I went, I bought the land, I paid the money to the land commission. Then later, they changed. When the other man came, he went there, he said they have changed it from land commission to land authority. Then I paid to him again, I paid his own. But then they forgot that all the things they're doing, they don't have deed for the place. And these are things Liberians should be able to know. That thing they say when government get ready, will move. But then they are not going there as squatters. Then they start building permanent structures when they're supposed to be squatters. How can you build permanent structures in a place where you know doesn't belong to you? Even the people who are in the right of way of the traffic, you know, they're in the right of way of the traffic. People are many there. They say when the government ready, we'll move. Anytime you go to them, oh, we'll move. The next thing they say, government must hold on. Listen to the people in Greenville. They say the water and sewer must find another place. Let the government get another place to water and sewer. Water and sewer had a buildings there that they only need to renovate. They only need to renovate. Okay, but then when you put your buildings there, then you say water and sewer must move. You know, because it comes in the mouth of the Liberian people. Only to come be saying, the government is insensitive. Our boys are tell you. They'll tell you the government is insensitive to the plight of the poor, trodden people. How? If we want to be good Liberians, good citizens, you have to understand how government operates. I don't know, it's because we're not doing civics in school anymore, but we should know how government operates. Don't go on government land when the land is not for you. In Greenville, you say you pay $200 to the man. $200 land money. Then you say, I built my house, I got this, I got electricity, I got this and this and that. Look, for God's sake, if you are lucky, maybe the government may find, or water and sewer may find something somewhere, some money somewhere, and say, okay, we can. They are not compensating you. They are just assisting to relocate you. They are not going to give you land. If the city there that was selling that land to you, they should be able to identify a place and maybe work along with the water and sewer. Oh, each house get a $3,000. They get $3,000. I'm just sorry. Like another lady, she said she's a former police and she got 2 houses there, one five rooms, the other one 7 rooms. She renting them out. You know, I can just imagine the people who have paid their rent for 1 year to her. They are going to start fighting because they are not going to win this case against water and sewer. Water and sewer need to go there. And for the sake of the people in Greenville, they cannot let the entire population of Greenville suffer for water when only few people go build it and we didn't give chance to water and sewer. My people will have to start looking at our government, not because the war came. Everything you did during the war itself was temporary. The only thing about the war that was not temporary, there are people who died. Because for them, they will not come back. But even the people who fought the war, they are the same people whole day they say they want to protest. And others who are there, the 20-year-old, 25-year-old, they didn't even see the war. But they come out today, they are the one that will be saying, by right, government must do this, government must do this. Monrovia is improving. Let's work, all of them. Oh, our country is 170 something years, and look at Liberia backward. How can Liberia not be backward when you people don't want to do anything to help your country? We need to move it forward. These other people, these kleptomaniacs, Finnabono and her friends, they go form a company to take our government money. After selling Kobo for a few years, come to the mansion. They didn't find job for their people. They get them government jobs. You know. Now when the real people who are ready to run government come to town, then they're ready to say, you wish hunting. The other day, I listened to your interview with Fonati, with Councillor Fonati Kofa. They broke the ground. They're not ready for it. They say they're coming to start testing the soil. How you break ground without testing the soil for? So in case the people tell you now that the play not correct for you, what are you going to do? Because testing the soil, that could be Ministry of Public Works thing, you know, working along with your contractor and your engineers. So in case they say the soil not correct for to put those kind of structures, then it becomes another government politically hunting us. We want to build our thing that government people can't see this. You have to wait, you test that soil to find out that it is the proper place that you want to put out that kind of the glass building that they had, the AI glass building they had, you know. That they were supposed to make sure that that place is good for that AI glass building before they go break ground. In the end, when they move them from there, the small money they finish giving will end up in some people's pocket. The next time they're ready to build, they can't build it. You know, I don't know. They are going in. This morning I heard they say Summer Kuga is now very close to, they say very close to George Weah. So it looks like he's looking for the vice presidency from George Weah, because George Weah, he has always been fighting for the vice presidency thing. He always don't have the right vice president. Started with Tubman. The next thing, he would have been man, he go be vice president. He lost. Then he brought in Joaquin Means. He got nothing to do but just to be, all of them look at it and say they be disrespecting the old man. But you know, we have to stop this stealing. This stealing got to stop. Let us support Clark Martin. Let's support him. Let's make the government give him the money that he needs. Because to discover cases, you need to have the funding. You need to have the funding. This is a major break in Liberia. Many people, don't let Liberian people tell you they never knew that this was going on. They knew it was going on. Many people have Finabono in their mouth. Now when people have come to tell you the real thing Finabono was doing, you were just saying Finabono then stealing, but you didn't know how they were stealing and what they were stealing. But somebody has come out, an agency has come out and told you exactly. So you're supposed to consider this as a backup for what you felt Finabono then were doing. A group by government has come and said, this is what they were doing. So you're supposed to be supporting Clark Martin. Talk to the government. International community come to our aid. Don't hold the aid from us because you say our people corrupt. Just before closing, Mr. John Ibote, I know your managers came after they know they gave you $10 to go buy something. You spent only $5, you bought a thing of less value, or you didn't even buy the thing. But then you say to one report that you finished buying the thing and you didn't deliver. Now, after they have indicted you, then I don't know that other man, that other lawyer, I don't know whether they're a lawyer or what, who can even read good English. He was there, he was saying that the indictment is a reckless and unprovoked verbal attack on his CEO. He doesn't even know his CEO. His CEO is one of the manipulators making things go down in that country. From Ellen Johnson's lifetime. In fact, from the transitional time. There was one time he wanted to become city mayor in Monrovia. He formed his company, doing different things. Different things he now put her in. Now that one, the construction is a major one that he's doing in that place there from Freeport to St. Paul Bridge. They gave him the money long time, he ate that one. When President Baka then came, he said, since he knows that they're interested in the project, they're interested in that project there, he said, well, you got to give me some more money. Give him the money. Yeah. They now take him out. You got to take that contract from him. We got other Liberians who can do it. Or apart from that, he's just the CEO. He could be grabbed and put in jail. But MDMC is a corporation. They will still continue to do their work. I said it tells us that the corporation is around him, that he's the one who owns it, so nobody can do his work when he's been jailed. You know, for things like this, I see many lawyers are going to know how to eat money. So, why we want to close down? I don't know if you have any other thing. I saw something in Monrovia. I saw some police on bicycles.
Yeah, they launch of bicycle policing in terms of mob violence. You know, of recent, we've had a lot of mob violence cases across Monrovia where people take justice into their own hands. So the police launch a mob violent policing where these guys would be riding through Monrovia with bicycles to be able to.
But they should have a backup for response, because the boys can take a bicycle from them. You know, the protesters. I saw them taking gun from ECOMOG before, or ECOMOG people. So the man has a bicycle, you can be here and take the bicycle from him. I don't know what issues they put in place for those people. It does happen here in America, but America is a different place.
I saw they got
I don't know what.
Yeah.
The internet problem. Yeah, well, I'm really concerned about their safety. That's what I say. I'm concerned about their safety, you know, because if it is something they could do, they could be in the communities and talking to people. But we have to elevate the police to the level that people respect the police when the police comes in, you know, and they cannot be vulnerable at certain places. Now, when they see riot going on, they go in there, know they can't stop riots. They always have to have their body camera and at the same time have their microphones to their mouth, that they can easily call for a backup, because it's a safety risk for them. It's a kind of safety risk for them. They should be able to do a lot of things, seriously. So if we continue to work, the police cannot be working in all of these places. I don't know how many bicycles they brought, 2,000, you know, because these guys going in America, because in America here, the police are riding the police are riding their bicycles. We see them in the community, we respect them. You know, they respect them. Normally, in America, we are afraid of the police, because the police, they do that thing, you don't fight them. Any attempt to fight them, you put your life at risk. So if this group is going, I think then the police got to go further to give them tasers or shotguns. The taser is there. When they put it on you, your whole body will just get weak. They need to have those. Not just batons and ratting to beat people. No. That's just my concern. It's a new thing we're introducing in Liberia. But we would have really elevated the morale of the police. The morale of the police before you start putting them on bicycle. Bicycle not the correct one at this time. You know. But anyway, I think they say they launch it. Launching doesn't mean that it's starting. They just launch it and they'll test the ground with it. By next week or 2 weeks from now, you hear situations will start then, because the first thing as they pass in, the people start booing them, start telling them all kinds of things. Because that's what we are used to in Liberia. They are used to insulting the president. They're used to insulting officials of government, you know. The other man, they call him Kalasco. All of them say that witch hunt. He must sit down, he won't come in. All of them were getting this money here. That Kalasco man. I don't want to say, you know. So the stealing must stop in Liberia. I ask on all Liberians to please put their hand around this asset recovery, and the Anti-Corruption Commission put their hand around them so that they can get funding to be able to do their work. They are having a lot of collaboration with different agencies, including the banks. If you even go, you say you ain't got bank, you ain't got money in your bank. Right now, you can't go there to change the need. It's there already. How did they know Anita Jala, the company, Anita group of companies, that Finabondo is the executive signature to the bank account? Anita may not even know about it. But then it happens. They will try everything that Anita will not go, so that they will not say that Anita betrayed her mother, because her mother would have done everything unknown to her. I hope Anita doesn't, after all this noise coming out, Anita doesn't run away and go to Jamaica, because that will be their next home. You know, because they always think that where there is smoke, there will be fire, because we are not the one they're breaking. Their interest is to get at George Weah. No, nobody is going to get at George Weah. George Weah got some of his immunities as former president. Certain things will not do to him. People can stand in the street and say anything about him. It's their business, but they can't go after him. Except for certain cases that had nothing to do with the presidency. So we want to say thank you for watching. It has been a good time being with you people. We have a few of you who are watching here with us. We want to say thank you for being there. We include our people.
Responsible.
So we'll start working. We'll start working with a lot of people as time goes on. We'll be here again on Thursday with some training issues. The Drug Enforcement Agency, we are glad that you are burning the drugs that you are confiscating or seizing, but try to make sure that where you are burning it, you consider environmental factors. If that's going to be the major place where you'll be burning the drugs, then you have to try to fence that place so it will be kept as a burning place. If the city believes that the place is not safe, then you have to remove it to other place. You can't throw it in the waters because you'll be destroying the water. You can't dig hole and put it inside. You'll be destroying the water under the ground. So since we decide to be burning it, let us have that place as a place. And please, the next time you come, please hold the drug. Tell the journalist, this one is tramadol. This one is marijuana. This one is LCD. This one is this. Name them. Let them see the different things. because their public relation people should be able to even have a time, not only going to the warehouse, even take samples of it and show it to the journalists, let journalists know, so that they are able to identify these things, that you're not just calling the names because they don't know it. They are not users. So I want to say thank you for listening to us tonight, for being our viewers. My name is Samuel Abu. I've been here with my good friend. Well, you celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday again. Belated birthday.
Yeah, we stay in November now, so it's always my birthday.
Okay. Little birthday running.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Abu, for coming on tonight. And we will be on here Thursday to bring you more of what we're always coming on to talk about, our beloved country, Liberia. We hope for the very best. And we'll be on here Thursday, beginning at 10 p.m. Liberia time. Time change, so it'll be 5 p.m. the U.S. time. My name is William Abu. I've been here with William Aguirre. I've been here with Mr. Samuel Abu. We've been here together, bringing you all of the very best. Have a God bless Tuesday night, and bye bye.
Thank you.